Canelo Alvarez, I was born ready, continues to destroy Gennady Golovkin. Hand on guys, hand Max, his level of competition, especially on Dazn. We're going to talk about all that and more. Stay tuned. Smash the like button. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App. That's $ Boxingego, and the Patreon family. We working. Let's get into it. You guys clicked on the video. Canelo Alvarez continues to completely destroy and decimate Gennady Golovkin, Max, his level of competition, especially on the Dazn app. So both guys have had a few fights on Dazn. Canelo got out of his deal with Golden Boy. In case you didn't know, he's a free agent, but he's going back on to Dazn as a streaming partner for at least this next fight, you know? And he's fighting at the Alamo Dome, as you guys see on the screen, against Callum Smith. Now, he already beat Callum Smith's brother, biological brother, Liam Smith, at 154. And now he's taking on Callum Smith, who's a champion. You see the Ring Magazine belt. He won the World Boxing Super Series. I got more on this particular fight, but let me go to the current news. So, The Athletic, Mike Coppinger of The Athletic, has just released this. It says, expect an announcement imminently that Gennady Golovkin will fight SZEREMETA on December 18th after the deal was closed. Previously, what was reported, and I actually made a video about this as well, is that Triple G and Dazn were closing in on a restructured deal, basically giving him a pay cut, and he was going to fight December 18th in Florida against his mandatory KAMIL SZEREMETA. His 6-fight deal guarantees $15 million per bout plus half in Dazn equity. So he got some Dazn bucks, you know, for his deal, for portion of his deal. Now, I had to make this video, but let me tell you, this is my thoughts. Canelo, Callum Smith, I told you, I'd rather see the Caleb Plant fight. Styles make fights. I know Canelo does good against the quote-unquote European style of fighters. He's fought enough of guys from Great Britain in the UK, Matthew Hatton, Ryan Rose, Amir Khan, Callum Smith's brother, Liam Smith, you know, Rocky Fielding, who Callum Smith knocked out before Canelo, and so on and so forth. And the rumors suggested that Canelo was going to fight Caleb Plant. I was all for that. I like that fight. And I think Canelo has had problems with movers, guys who can move their legs, fluid boxers, more of an American style or rhythmic, you know, African-American black fighter style, like, you know, Mayweather, Afro-Cuban, Edeslani Lara. So that's my thoughts. This fight, this is not the worst that Canelo has given us. Like, you know, this is better than Rocky Fielding and stuff. He's a free agent, whatever. Callum Smith, the biggest gripe I have with this fight is he's coming off of a bad performance where I thought he should have lost to John Ryder, right? But Callum Smith does offer some level of resistance if Canelo, you know, he's going to be the favorite, but if Canelo don't fight him right, you know, Callum Smith is a solid fighter. He's a solid puncher, and he's a champion. So I do like the fact that this fight will consolidate belts. You know, I'm all about that in the sport of boxing, getting rid of belts. But even though Canelo versus Caleb Plant would have done that also. So it's not the worst, not the best. It's just, it is kind of what it is. However, I will give Canelo credit because in terms of his resume in its totality, especially on Dazn, he's destroying, absolutely destroying leveling, decimating, annihilating Gennady Golovkin's resume on the same app. The thing I never understood is when Canelo was going through his legal woes with Dazn and Golden Boy, a lot of stuff came out in court. And they were saying they were unhappy with Canelo's level of opposition on the app, saying he needed to fight better people and premier options, and the guys he was fighting weren't good enough. And I'm like, how are you going to sweat Canelo Alvarez, who's definitely has a fan base, and he's bringing in more money than Golovkin? You're absurdly paying both Canelo and Triple G. But the difference is Canelo, you know, even though I have little nitpicks, my thing with Canelo, I think there's a lot of strategy with how the opponents are picked, strategy in terms of rehydration clauses, you know, just different stipulations, same day weigh-ins, and, you know, weight drains, quick turnarounds like Kovalev fight, etc. Right? He does have some of those strategic. And it's funny that a lot of the diehard Canelo fans, they won't admit this, but some of the same people had ridiculed Mayweather and called him a cherry picker. You know, how ironic, the black fighter, a cherry picker. And he wasn't even doing all this. You know, he didn't fight everybody with rehydration clauses and stuff. But then when Canelo does it, they want you to turn a blind eye to it. So that's my thing with Canelo. I would like to see him fight like a Caleb Plant, somebody who stays in shape, you know, who's a champion, who has a style that could plague his own style, etc. We know certain guys are more tailor-made for Canelo's style. But that being said, even the options and the stipulations and rehydration clauses, the guys that Canelo is fighting are still way more like proven and respected and stylistically dangerous guys like not Rocky Fielding, that was kind of like an introductory fight for Canelo on the app, but guys like Danny Jacobs, that was a unification. Jacobs is bigger than Canelo. Jacobs is a great fighter. Kovalev at 175, you know, he still fought him at 175, even though I think it was FAF. I did a video about it, and Kovalev said the knockout and fight was BS. You know, there was a lot wrong with that fight. Felt weird, a lack of turnout at the weigh-in. DAZN had him waiting for the UFC to conclude before they would, you know, send Canelo out. You know, there's a lot of things wrong with that fight, but it still was Kovalev. It's still a very good name, an accomplished guy on his resume. So I don't understand for the life of me how DAZN had the audacity. You know, DAZN is such a weird run company where I don't even understand what they're doing, bro, especially in America. Canelo's an established star and draw in America, and you were trying to say that Canelo's fights weren't premier opponents and fulfilling his contract, but you're allowing, even with the restructure, you're allowing Gennady Golovkin to fight Arsenio Hall or whoever he wants to fight, you know, and not even complaining. Canelo at least puts butts in seats. Golovkin at this point, I don't know if that's clearly the case. He's not a real big promoter. You know, Bob Arum and Terrence Crawford have this current riff going on, and Bob Arum is saying Crawford needs to promote better. But what does Gennady Golovkin, even though that's not a Bob Arum fighter, I'm just saying, making the point, what does Golovkin do to amp up people and get them ready for his fights? Like, I don't really see it. So his last performance wasn't good. I thought he lost to Derevyanchenko. And now they're trying to have him fight KAMIL SZEREMETA. I don't even know who that is. I literally cover boxing, and I've been doing this for a decade. I cover boxing daily. I travel for fights. I know fighters. And I literally don't even know who this KAMIL SZEREMETA character is at all. So I never understood how DAZN would remotely be angry with Canelo. I understand Canelo's making more money, but I didn't understand how Canelo Alvarez gets a lot of stick from DAZN, particularly, not the fans, but DAZN, for his opponent selection. But Gennady Golovkin can fight for half of the money Canelo's getting, plus equity, and he could fight Boy George or whoever. It's looking real weird to me. It's looking extremely weird. Golovkin's whole career has been like this. if you really think about it, Golovkin, the best names on his resume, he didn't really show separation. I thought Jacobs beat him. Canelo beat him in the second fight. I thought Golovkin won the first Canelo fight, and then Derevyanchenko. Those are literally the best names, and we know I thought Derevyanchenko beat him. So the best names on his record and resume, he didn't really show clear separation from any of those guys. Yet and still, people try to baby Golovkin. They try to baby Golovkin like no one tells him to step up. But when it comes to black fighters like the Charlos or Gervonta Davis, you know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, anybody. You see these same fans say, oh, Tank Davis, why is he fighting Leo Santa Cruz? He had to come up in weight. But Leo Santa Cruz's last fight was at that weight. Tank had to also come down in weight, and he bodied Leo Santa Cruz with one punch. You know what I mean? And Leo Santa Cruz is actually bigger than Tank. Triple G is about to fight a guy in KAMIL SZEREMETA, right? And he doesn't have any knockout power. He's a Polish boxer. He's in his 30s. He doesn't have a good resume, and he has no power. Look, I'll show you. This is KAMIL SZEREMETA's BoxRec. He has a 23% knockout ratio. You see that? 23%. 23%. He has 21 bouts, and he has 5 knockouts. You guys see that right there? 5 knockouts in 21 fights. So it's just ironic that Golovkin, you know, he doesn't have to challenge himself. At least even though the Caleb Smith is not my number one choice for Canelo, based on his last performance, I don't think he looked good. And based on the fact that I know Canelo does well with that style, and I'd rather see someone like a Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, who could complicate things probably a little bit more for my taste. Caleb Smith is still eons better and more dangerous, and Canelo moved up multiple weight classes. Golovkin has stayed. It's like Call of Duty, you know, when people camp out on the roof and all the other players are like in the field and hiding behind cars and shooting people. Golovkin's just on the roof trying to clip people and then hide, you know, behind an AC vent or something like that, you know. And it's weird. It's weird that Golovkin, he stayed at 160. When he first came out, his team said he could beat and knock out and destroy anyone from 154 to 175. But if you look at it, Canelo Alvarez is the guy that fought at 54. The guy has wins at 160 against Golovkin, right? Fought Chavez Jr. His first fight from 154, fought big-ass Chavez Jr. at 164.5, right? Fought at 168 and captured a title. Wasn't the best guy, but he's about to fight a better guy, and they both have that mutual opponent in Rocky Fielding, and he just fought Kovalev at 175. So it's ironic that the person in Golovkin who said him and Abel Sanchez had this whole like fake Mexican style gimmick that they had, and they said they could beat anyone from 154 to 175, yet Canelo is the one that is actually fighting. Look how easy I pull it up. I must be the greatest. Smash the like button. Look, look at this. March 17th, my birthday month. Shout out to the Pisces and the Aries. March 17th, 2012. So Golovkin been out all this time, and this is what his quote. He even said 175. His coach later said that. But we'll even use this. Golovkin said, I'll fight anyone at 154, 160, and 168. But you ain't, this is an ESPN article, bro. But Canelo's actually fighting in those divisions, including he fought a fight at 175 versus Kovalev. Meanwhile, Golovkin ain't fought at 54. He wouldn't fight Canelo Alvarez at 155 at Canelo weight. He said Canelo got to come up to the full middleweight, which he later did, and beat Golovkin in the second fight. First fight, they scored at a draw. Thought Golovkin should have won. So his only fight above 160 in recent memory was Steve Rolls at a catchweight. Come on, bro. Golovkin got to step it up. It is what it is. Canelo's destroying him. You know, I don't even understand how Golovkin, people are even trying to put him on the pound for pound list. Look who he's about to fight, bro. Caleb Smith, bro, watch. This man has 21 fights and he has 5 knockouts. Man, stop. This is who Canelo's about to fight, and he got a 71% knockout ratio, and he's like 6'4". So this is who Canelo's fighting. That's clearly better than Golovkin. So in 27 bouts, more fights, and he got more knockouts. He has 27 fights, won the World Boxing Super Series, won the Ali Trophy. He's 19 knockouts. He got almost as many knockouts as KAMIL SZEREMETA got fights. KAMIL SZEREMETA had 21 fights. He got 19 knockouts, and y'all allowed it from Golovkin. Bro, get him out of here. Get him some better work. And this is, again, the man who said he'll fight anyone from 154 all the way to 175, like Floyd Mayweather said back in the day. Golovkin, oh, he cool. You know, he basic. No special effects. Canelo at least will show you some special effects and some stuff you ain't never seen, like, in a while, you know? He's at least moving up and challenging himself. This man, Golovkin, is just Call of Duty camped out. And he about to fight. And then for whatever reason, Dazn is trying to force us on Canelo and Golovkin 3. I don't even want to see that, bro. I really don't want to see that fight. I already know the outcome. I know the outcome. Canelo bested you. I thought Sergey Derevyanchenko bested you. Golovkin's 38. He'll be 40 by the time they fight. It's looking a rizzy. Anyway, Canelo is destroying Golovkin, especially on Dazn. He's fighting better quality. No matter what you say about Canelo, he's definitely fighting better quality people than Triple G. Triple G's fights Steve Rolls at a catchweight. So he got a 168 pounder, brought him down to a catchweight, got $15 million for that. It didn't even look good in the fight. At least when Canelo fights a Rocky Fielding, he destroys him like he's supposed to. Then he fought Sergey Derevyanchenko, and I thought Derevyanchenko clearly beat him, had him hurt. You know, that one knockdown ain't going to save Golovkin. I thought as the fight wore on, Derevyanchenko got better. He won't rematch Derevyanchenko. He left that to a black fighter, Jermall Charlo, to beat up Derevyanchenko. And now Derevyanchenko's moving down in weight. And now Golovkin wants to fight a guy with 5 knockouts in 21 fights. This is embarrassing. And again, Dazn, they ain't saying nothing, but I will. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And they're doing it a day before Canelo's fight to clout chase. Man, this man Golovkin's whole career is consumed with clout chasing Canelo. You know? And Cotto and Sergio Martinez and guys he couldn't get. I hope Canelo don't fight him anymore. Why won't he fight Demetrius Andrade? They both on Dazn. Even a Jaime Munguia. And I think he beats Jaime Munguia. But I would still like to see it more than this horse shit with KAMIL SZEREMETA. At least Jaime Munguia looks durable. He's big. You know, he's 6-footer. And he got power. Man, this is embarrassing. Golovkin try to fight a day before Canelo against this dude. Man, Canelo, he continues to son Golovkin. Smart thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.